All right, how's everybody doing? Um, so I started messing around with sculpting. You get tunnel vision looking at one project for what is it now? Probably over 12 months. I've been working on the samurai sculpt. So I remember in my day planner, I was planning out exactly what needed to be accomplished and by when, and I thought I would finish up around May, and now it's looking like yeah, I could still hit my target of May, but not this year May, maybe next year May. And I mean, a lot of that was due to the illness and stuff. But anyways, like I said, you get tunnel vision. You got to start to mix in other fun projects to keep you sane, and also to sharpen your skills in other areas. So with the samurai, it's pretty much um, really a technical endeavor of learning how to use nano mesh and um, use Z spheres and retopology to lay out geometry that you can lay a curved line down on, insert mesh brush, ropes and knots and such. That's probably 90% of the work that was done on the samurai was ropes and knots. Um, and so today I decided to start doing something else. Um, I've amassed quite a menagerie of Marvel characters in my Fortnite locker, and the two that I want that aren't going to be offered are Sabertooth and Birdie, particularly the Sabertooth and Birdie versions from Marvel vs. Capcom and Street Fighter vs. Capcom, um, or sorry, um, what was the first one? The first one was X-Men versus Street Fighter. Was Sabertooth in that one? In any event, I know they're not going to be offered in Fortnite, so I thought I'd create my own. And usually, back in the day, I would get just absolutely off the rails angry at people who were capitalizing on the popularity of other people's IP for their own nefarious ends. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. Because now I'm at a place where I'm too desperate to have that level of morality. Morality is probably not the right word. Um, Conviction is not the right word. I'll come up with it later. All right, so I'm a game developer, not an artist, so it's okay for me to cheat. And give me a minute here. I'm going to import um, the base mesh that I used. Bear with me. And this time I promise to re-engage the window that I've blacked out. So it's called Superhero Base Mesh by Alex Leshko. And you can find this on ArtStation, which is where I get most of my tools and cheats. All right, so this is the base mesh I started with, and here's what it's turning into so far. So you can see that's a very significant difference. And basically, to kind of emulate the Fortnite style, what I decided to do was uh, there's a lot of plein air features, Obviously exaggerations and the whatnot, but so I basically just exaggerated all the villainous aspects. I came in here and uh, your face takes on a certain character depending on what muscles are exercised, and so if he's always scowling and frowning, he's going to build up muscles in those areas. Um, Prominent cheekbones, large Neanderthal-like brow. This kind of permanent frown and/or scowl is accentuated, and so that's what we have going on here. And then for the mask, I've just I used the control mask brush and inflated it. And now, and it's not available, bear with me as I black this out once again for a moment. I'm loading up a particular favorite brush of mine. You can see I really abused it in the Tiger Samurai sculpt. So anywhere that there's fur, you've seen me use this brush. And in particular, Chisel Fur number 9. And this I got off ArtStation too. So, comic book characters like this, they have not a lot of real estate to work with. So you really have to have some very prominent distinguishing features, which is nice if for the people who want to recreate it. You know, you can put in a few flourishes and call it a day. In Sabertooth's case, you know, he's very bestial, and to that end, super hairy. So he has these chops. And this chisel fur, just look how easy it is to just draw in there and accomplish that. And in the comic book, for his chops, they basically just draw a line and color this in blonde. But you really can't just draw a line in a 3D model like this. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to establish this border. Having smaller versions of the chisel fur is working out to a large extent, but maybe when it's colored in, it won't look like it's weird fleshy stuff growing out of his face. But I don't really want to take my chances, so I'm going to and that's not working. The fun thing about taking time off from the Samurai Sculpt 2 is that this has relatively few polygons, few geometry. You can spin it around, there's no lag. You have all the undo levels you ever want. Let me get rid of those tiny Oops, I didn't want to get rid of that one. That's a bit artificial looking. Right now I'm just experimenting with creating a border here. I think something like that could work. Let's try using an alpha. And obviously I don't want that, but I'm thinking an alpha, something similar to that might work. Or just drawing in hairs there. Before I mess with that, I'm going to move on a little bit. Obviously, I really love the chisel for brush, given how much I use it in all of my work. So we're going to do the eyebrows in the same way. The only difference is we're starting on the right hand side of the face, and so they're sweeping in the other direction down there. And as much as I like that, I think I need to mask off certain areas so that I'm not manipulating the geometry in the ways that I don't want. And we're going to add a lazy mouse here to our repertoire. I'm going to start all over. Now we're going to up the diameter a bit here. All right. So now we can paint in his eyebrows. That might be a little much. Although it is pretty exaggerated in the comics. And it's much closer to the glabella than it would be with most other people. You know, it might not need super strict delineation here. Color might be enough to signify that that's not part, of his skin or anything like that. Alright, now we have to do the hair. And that's going to be a bit of a problem because I don't have Dynamesh turned on. Although I have found that it doesn't really destroy the detail that much. And because this is pretty simplified, what with being a comic book character and all, it might not be bad to use Dynamesh. I think before I do that, I'm going to copy it. That way, what is all this? Why? Turn off. That way I can project some of the features maybe. I don't know how that works though if you have like an entirely new part of the model in one model that's not there in the other. But let's duplicate it now and save it. Oh, we gotta delete the bottom, yeah? No, I am going to delete them. What? Okay, so it deleted it for me. Basically, it was like, fine then, we'll just get rid of it for you. And give me a minute. I gotta find my reference. Did you know that you can use the Windows key and the arrow keys to like move your window to make it perfectly half screen? I did not know that until recently. And if you did know that, why didn't you tell me? I could have really used that information a lot earlier. All right, so on the top screen, I've got a couple things going off. I got OBS. I have the reference photo, and then I have the YouTube stream. It's auto-saving. For some reason that doesn't show. Yes, I'm clicking on OBS. It's using the webcam. It is not working. But it will work with the trackpad for whatever reason. Alright, what am I trying to do here? Make some hair, right? Alright, so what happens if we just make the largest chisel brush in history? Cheap? Yes. Also very effective. So let's turn off symmetry. And why am I not seeing symmetry? So, I think I'm going to use this as a starting point for his hair. Don't know what I'm going to do in the center there, though. Right now I'm just experimenting. Ooh, I accidentally dynameshed everything. I'm going to refer back to my reference photo here for a moment. Let's see if I can accomplish some of this by hand. Whoa. Again, I'm kind of just experimenting right now. Isn't there a way I can, like... Okay, there is. Can I dynamesh with just... Nope. Okay, now that I've got a vaguely better idea of what I want to do, I'm going to revert and start some of this over. He hasn't been dynamashed yet here. I said no. I'm thinking this might solve having no hair in the middle, and the weird cone shape will of course be hidden by a ring of hair. I'm manipulating my reference here. Windows Photos kind of sucks. Oh boy. Got two main monitors and two main windows going on at the same time right now. I mean, I'm getting closer to knowing what I want with this in terms of the hair, but this is still experimental. Why is it? I'm gonna have to build out the geometry here, I think, before I put in any more hair. It's a little better, yeah. The problem is it's kind of closing in on itself at the top, kind of like a flower before bloom. I think what I'm going to do is, in the interest of cheating, take a cylinder, decorate it with that, take a smaller cylinder, and then nest them. That way the hair stands up straight. If I decorate a sphere, as I'm doing here, even with the move brush, it's all gonna collapse in on itself. So I think I'm going to once again revert. And work on increasingly smaller cylinders. This hasn't been done meshed yet. Turn off brush, thank you. Alright, cylinder 3D. Where are you going? What are you doing? What is going on? It's asking me if I want to wait for the program to respond. All right. Something has gone horribly wrong. I'm rebooting it. Something has gone horribly wrong. And it says YouTube is not receiving enough information. I don't know why that would be. until just now, ZBrush has been out of commission, not hogging up any resources. Alright, I'm gonna try waiting, but it's better work. Do not know why it's lagging. Look at how slowly. Alright, it's starting to follow my mouse. Well, I guess you can't really see that. You can kind of get a sense that it's fog behind. Anyways. When we went through this process previously, it was not lagging this bad. So I don't know if it's like just the cumulative effects of restarting ZBrush. And again, it's just completely out of control in terms of lag. Alright, it looks like I'm going to have to end the stream and reboot the computer entirely. And thanks for joining me. I'm sorry this isn't going as smoothly as it should. Again, well, let's see. It seems to be working now, maybe. Alright. I'm going to continue to try to get through. No, it's not working. Alright, yeah.